Hi, everybody. Welcome to All About the Joy. And of course, we have our namesake. As I always say, Joy is in the house. Hello, Joy. Andrea,
Hello.
love
Hi.
seeing you. Tony, thankful, so thankful. And of course, Rick, I'm so sorry. Rick, I just assume you and I were kind of the same. We're in the same place. I don't need to always say these things. You know what I mean? So Mario was going to be on the show. Unfortunately, he had a slight emergency. We're just going to give him some love and praise and hope that he's okay. It should be all right, but he might drop by in the chat. And if not, we will touch base with him again soon. So
maybe next month.
Yeah, or who knows? Maybe we'll have him on to talk about something else even before then. So, but I'm so glad you're all here. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Okay, I have a list of things, but I guess we should just talk about. I know Tony wants to talk about It was so good. Okay, the Montgomery Brawl, which I'm sure no one is aware of what happened there. Tony?
No idea what you're talking about. I have absolutely
no idea.
No
No idea. Tony, do you want to tell us, our viewers and our listeners, because this will go on the podcast?
Melanie.
Hey, Melanie.
Melanie, how you doing? I don't know if you all had a clip or not. I think it's only fair to everybody out there. You look at that clip in its entirety. Stop looking at just the fight. You got to look at it from the very beginning. The biggest caution I had before I ever wanted to comment on it was, what was the conversation between two of them before it started? It got heated. And I really didn't see any reason for the security guard to get hit.
Okay, let's stop right there. Not a security guard.
What was he?
He's not a security guard. He is the co-captain of the ferry. So,
yeah, I did see that.
So let me tell the story, because clearly I got my facts on point, and then we'll get Tony to jump in and lie about all of it. No,
I'll bring the drama. Go ahead.
Okay, we ready. So, everyone kept calling him a security guard. He's not. He's the co-captain of the ferry. They had been telling him telling the people in the, is it called a pontoon? Is that how you say a pontoon boat?
Yes.
To move, because they needed to dock, and that's where that ferry docks all the time. And if you do watch the clip from the beginning, and I'm not there listening, but he keeps trying to talk to them to tell them to move. And it keeps going back and forth and back and forth. And I feel that when I watched one part of it, he almost went out of his way to even still try to be kind to them when they were still trying to blow him off. But
my question is, why weren't they moving that pontoon boat? That was going to be my original question. That's what I don't have any clarity on.
I know, but Tony, okay, whatever it is, let's say they're like, I paid $5 million to park my pontoon boat there. You can't move it. Is that still any reason to punch someone?
No.
Gang jump on him? Because that's really what there is no reason to attack someone, and he did not attack them first.
Right. He did not.
The worst part for me was that so many people jumped on top of him thinking, I honestly, I saw it after everybody else was already talking about it, but we all know what would have happened, or what could have happened most likely.
Yeah, I was scared.
That could have been another death of another Black man. I'm sorry. That's not an exaggeration.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. A lot of people could have got drowned on that incident too. I was looking at that because it was right by the water, and they could have thrown people in there. People could have jumped in on top. That part did have me kind of nervous, and I'll admit it. When I watched it, and first he got hit. When he threw the hat, I said, yep, here we go. I said,
that's like the new symbol. Like, whenever you see a hat go up.
He was like,
the funniest thing I saw is the guy goes, now I didn't know this was our black signal for this. When he threw the hat, it was Black Vengers Assemble. I was like, oh my God.
Well, see, that's the thing in the South.
When the second dude came, that's when all all bets are off.
Wait, let Joy. I'm sorry, Joy, what were you saying?
No, that's actually a symbol in the South. When you throw your hat down because you don't want to get it messed up in a fight, it's on.
Oh, that is from the South. Okay, so that is a thing. Okay.
Yep.
Andrea?
In the air, and I was like this. Uh-oh. I almost started running. I'm like, I'm on my way. Let me stop.
Oh, good. And Andrea, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I haven't done as much research as you, so I've looked at it, just mostly the clips online. But, and as a general rule, I don't ever want to see anyone fighting. But It was righteous. It was glorious. It was hilarious. What are you going to do, right?
Yeah. You fudged around and you found out. I just thought it was.
I thought it was exactly. The chair is now like an international symbol. I mean, like when
Wait, did you guys see the Latino? I sent you guys the clip of the Latino, like, like that was really funny. Like the chair with the Mexican hat on top of it and the mariachi band in the back.
I didn't see that one. I got to look at that.
I seen the clip. I sent the clip.
People was
You have
putting
to look at it. It's only like 30 seconds. It's
it was like a chair. It's still a chair, and everybody was singing Luther every time that chair comes up. I've been
chair is still a chair. I saw like, so you know how you can get a phone stand? Like here's one here. I have Five Below's playing games. They made a phone stand that looks like a folding chair. I was like, you did not. You did not. I saw earrings that were folding chairs.
Oh, there are T-shirts everywhere.
Oh,
it's
my
like
gosh.
it's on. There was the mural of Rosa Parks. They put the chair. You know how her hand is reaching out in the mural? They put the chair there. I mean, it's all so wrong, but so creative. Very proud of people.
Very creative. I saw a reenactment. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like, the next day, it was like a bunch of friends who reenacted it in the pool.
I do see that.
I know. But I mean, all the memes and everything was really funny. But I really do think that there is a change afoot. Like, people are tired. People are tired of racism. People are really tired of bad behavior.
I want to jump on the racist aspect of it. That's why I told people watch it entirely and look clearly. They want to say it was a race issue, but I think they missed. There was a part in the very beginning. There was a white guy that tried to stop it, and them same people pushed him out the way. People missed that. So this is more of an ignorance issue. This is more of a...
I'm going to disagree with you 100%, but go on.
Sure? Yeah, but honestly, there's a part in the very beginning when they was about to jump on him. One dude came and tried to break it up. They pushed him out the way.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it not a racist issue. That just makes it one guy trying to.
Aspect of racism that they made it look like white folks just jump on black folks, and that was it. There was white people trying to stop them, and they wouldn't listen. So it became an ignorance issue. It became a violence issue. This whole thing wasn't just white on black, because some white people, if it was really white on black, nobody white would try to stop it.
Okay, that's Tony. What are you talking about?
I used to live there. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm telling you, just because a couple of people tried to stop something doesn't mean it wasn't a race issue. Well, I absolutely believe that white people in that situation thought they could get away with ganging up on one black man. That's what they thought. And look they were probably drunk out of their. I don't know what was wrong with them.
Somebody said they were drunk. I don't have confidence.
I don't know why they thought that was an okay thing to try to do. But it was all of them against one person. That's
4 of them, and then and one dude tried to break up. They pushed him out the way, and everybody else came in. That was
I don't know why you holding on to that one person. Anyway, he didn't do a good job, so it didn't work. But Joy, what were you going to say? Because I'm going to keep fighting with Tony, and none of you are going to be able to talk. So
No, because now this is something I'm curious about. I wonder how much alcohol was involved, because when you have alcohol and somebody wanting to go to a spot, or it doesn't necessarily even have to be about that specific situation.
Right.
But when you have alcohol and a bunch of people, and I'll be honest with you, now it happens everywhere, but I mean, in the South, you can have a bunch of rednecks. And redneck is different than a hillbilly.
Yeah.
But see, Tony knows. And it can
look at Andrea is raising her hand. Andrea is raising her hand, Joy, and would like clarification, I assume. Andrea,
can I just get definitions just so that I am culturally aware?
Go ahead, Joy. I can't. Go ahead.
Okay, this is my definition, okay? A hillbilly is somebody like from the South who is just a good person, who is just very country, very Southern. But a redneck, now granted, a hillbilly can turn into a redneck just like that, honey. But a redneck is a hillbilly with a really bad attitude.
He's really angry at the world.
I mean, they can just like, and yeah. So, that's, and it's Alabama. Come on, people. It's
That's
Alabama.
Alabama. Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Yep.
I read that book, Hillbilly Elegy. How do you say it?
Elegy.
Elegy.
Ology.
Yeah. And then I got mad at the guy who wrote it. So
Yeah, I never-
whatever. But I felt like I learned a lot about white people. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know how else to say it in a different way that I would have never known before, because it came from his point of view. So
I actually saw an argument between two guys that I thought were both country rednecks, and I'll go ahead and say it like that, until one called the other one a hillbilly, and he got mad. He was about to fight. I said, "Oh, there really is a difference." And I kind of stood back.
wait. So he got upset for being called a hillbilly? Wouldn't it be the other way around? You wouldn't want to be called a redneck.
There's a difference between a redneck and a hillbilly. I
Yeah,
can't fully explain it. There's a difference, and it'll come out between them. It will come.
But redneck is okay and hillbilly is not.
See,
There's
that's
a
the
difference
thing.
between the two.
It
I
depends
can't
on who you talk to.
They was ready to fight, and I was like this. I need to take notes because I didn't know this. They were ready to brawl.
Okay, wait, Joy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because in the South, hillbilly is quote unquote a slang term for someone who is ignorant, most often poor, raised without manners. But when you really look at it, that's not at all what a hillbilly is. But that's the perception of what a hillbilly is.
Probably because of that TV show that we just got mentioned, Beverly Hillbillies.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost like
Yeah.
Alabama
But
versus
they were
Kentucky, there's a
lovable,
difference.
weren't they?
I'm sorry.
I'm so confused. Go ahead.
Sorry, I took us off track. You were saying.
No, this is all part of it.
No. Go ahead, Joy. You were talking about. I'm fascinated that it's this intricate of a distinction.
I could just talk about this for like the rest of the time.
I think we will because I'm learning something. I have no problem with that. But so it's okay. Which one are we not supposed to call somebody? Like which one is going to get someone upset? Like I say the N word. What would be the word you don't want to call someone? What?
Okay, now see, this is where it can get a little tricky because
Just call them a cracker.
see, that's a racial term too. So it's like,
Oh my God.
that is very much a racial term too. But some people
I get
take,
called gringo all the time, so I'm fine. Like, whatever.
some people get really offended if you do call them a hillbilly because it's most often thought as, God, you're stupid. You're just a dumb hillbilly is like
Okay.
a major term now.
Okay, but I'm raising my hand because I thought redneck was that.
It can be. But a redneck is worse than a hillbilly.
That's what I thought. Okay, so both of these are bad. We shouldn't be calling
It can
anybody
be bad.
I need a
redneck.
flip chart.
Bingo.
Okay.
I've always taken as hillbilly, probably poor, definitely in the South. Maybe he's not super educated. Not saying that, hey Ash.
Hi, Ash.
And but they can be cool, nice people. But a redneck automatically has a connotation of you're a jerk, you're hateful, you're probably racist.
Right.
That's why I've taken
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, redneck, the term redneck actually comes from Scotland.
Oh.
So it's got a long history.
I would have never thought that.
That just went right over my head.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So now we
would have
got
never thought
Scotland
that.
in the
You
house.
just told me.
It comes actually from the Scottish immigrants that came over. And it's
Oh.
like right now that whole history just like has left my mind. But there is a history behind the term redneck.
Hmm.
Okay.
So yeah.
So Melanie just said this is starting to sound like the pronoun
I
controversy.
think she's 100% correct. I think she's 100% correct on that.
I can't
Yeah,
see
we
the
are
graph.
not going down that road. We're not going to start
No.
talking about pronouns.
I mean, we're right there. We're right there.
No. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back because no, I'm half Scottish and I'm not a redneck.
I would have never thought it would have came from Scotland.
It did. Yeah.
That is so hilarious. Well, okay, so the white people, which is what I will keep calling them, who fudged around and found out. I personally, from my experience, from just growing up in the neighborhoods I found it interesting that so many people were upset that people of color were, and all even a lot of white people were applauding, laughing, making jokes, happy about it. And it reminded me of the OJ Simpson trial, when the OJ Simpson trial, when the verdict came out and people of color were so excited and happy that he got found not guilty. And people really got upset. It's not that I know for myself, I know he is guilty. You know what I mean? Like, but it was
OJ did it. OJ did it. Remember that movie?
no, but okay. Rick is always coming in with the weird stuff.
It was Barbershop, I think. Tony, help me.
Rick, we don't know. But
AJ.
but it was more about, it was kind of finally seeing it's not revenge, it's some sort of justice, if that makes any sense, right? It's about a form of justice. So
Okay.
yes, go ahead, Joyce.
Let me go ahead and give you my spin on this, because up until earlier today, all I've heard about this is the brawl. Because I can't see it.
Right.
Most of y'all know I'm blind, so I can't see what was going on. So all I was hearing was a lot of the description. However, I did not know until earlier today the co-captain was a black man. Did not know that.
Really?
Did not know that.
Out of all the stories and everything that you heard, nobody made the emphasis?
Yeah, because quite frankly, I've been so busy here lately. I've just been catching like little bits and pieces of news. So I didn't know, if all the people on the pontoon or the majority of them was white or black.
Right.
I had no idea. Had no idea who the gentleman, the co-captain was. Had no idea. Now, for me, not knowing that, I'm thinking, what was the interaction and the words, that conversation before that first punch was thrown?
That's what I said in the beginning.
I know, but here's the problem. I mean, Joy, I'm going to let you finish, but I understand that we don't live in that world. I wish nobody could see my skin color. That is not like a factual thing that's happening on the planet. We don't live in La La Land where everyone's going to treat everybody equally. So I don't know what the words were that happened, but we could see what happened very easily. And we could see the gestures that were going back and forth. And we could see the co-captain making he was going back and forth and trying to explain, and you could see it happening. And the other thing I'll say too is you could see the white people turn around and jump on this man. Like I understand, and I'm going to let you finish, but I'm just not going to walk down this lily pad perfect world scenario without jumping in. I just can't do it. And before you go on, I'm just going to say, Melanie, we're not going to talk about if OJ was white and blah, blah. That was not the point. The point was because your comment is valid. She said, if OJ were white, would those same people be just as happy if he were found innocent? The point is it wasn't about whether or not he was guilty or innocent. Most people know he was guilty. It was that the justice system that is always about rich people and always about white people, it always goes that way. Finally, in this one moment, the OJ Simpson trial, we felt a justice. That's all that was about. I hate him. I know he murdered them. I live in the neighborhood where he did it. You know what I mean? But that's not what that was about. It was kind of the same thing that happened here with this whole drama with the boat and the ferry. It's the same concept. Is we're happy not because a fight happened and people got their butts whooped. It's because we finally felt a sense of, you're not going to kill another black man again over something stupid. That's what this was about. I'm sorry, Joy, go ahead.
No, I would just like to know the conversation prior. That's all I'm saying. Now, granted, y'all know I'm in Memphis right now. So, and the big topic, that happened earlier was the Tyree case. Okay. Yes, all of, and I won't go into a lot of detail,
No, I know.
but those officers were black. This is a black young man. This was okay. Let's just get real. This was a skinny guy. Okay, he was tall. He weighed about my weight, like 150 pounds. He was a tall, skinny guy compared to these cops who were. One of them was a big man. Okay,
well, with guns, right? With guns.
Yes, but what it's coming down to, and this will come out, and it has come out. It all comes down to a woman. Now, it has nothing to do with this other case. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm just trying to say is, if and I lost my train of thought. I've been
no, that's okay. It's okay.
No, it's like words are power, and when you throw alcohol into it,
Absolutely.
it can make it a lot worse. It's just like adding fuel to the fire. And I'm not saying this is a race matter because I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Wait. What are we talking about now again?
That going back to the ferries, the ferry and the pontoon barge.
I'm gonna tell you on my mother's grave, it was a race issue. I'm just gonna tell you right now it was.
Well,
white people who don't think it's a race issue are part of the problem. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
This is
First
look.
of all,
I'm gonna say it this way. I'm sorry.
I never. It's like up until earlier today, I didn't know who was white and who was black.
I know, but that's because you can't see, Joy. I understand that.
But if I would have watched the news and had caught all of the story, I would have known. But just saying that, I would still like to know that conversation. Please get.
You know what I would like to know? I would like to know the conversation between so many of the black men who have died at the hands of white people. I would love to know all those conversations. But here's the problem. We've heard those conversations. We've watched them on camera. You know, this is not what I wanted to talk about, but that's okay because we're here. We go back to Rodney King back in the day where, that was the first time I guess people saw a black man get taken out of a truck and beaten up by cops. I don't know if any of you remember that from back in the day. It was like the early 90s or something, and that whole thing that happened, we watched that as a society. We watched that. And you know what's happened since then? Nothing. More black people keep getting killed. We have a race issue in this country, and to keep pretending that we don't is pissing me off right now. Pissing me off.
Please understand that I'm not saying that it wasn't a race issue. I'm not saying that at all, because it very well, when it comes down to, there's going to be people charged, and when everything comes out, we'll know. But I'm not by any means saying that it wasn't a race issue, because
let me back up. This isn't about a law issue about race. See, this is what people don't understand. When the racism that I'm talking about is ingrained in us. So I'm not saying all of those guys or the people on the pontoon, whoever they were, the family, I forget their names, they were turning around, they were drinking, they were having a great time. I'm not saying they were like, hey, let's go beat up a black guy. I don't think they intentionally meant to go do what they did. But when we have racism ingrained in us, when we think we are entitled to behave a certain way around people because we have been given the opportunities and the privilege and the ability to do what we want and never have any ramifications, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about institutional racism. So I'm not saying that white people are constantly walking around being racist human beings. I'm saying we need to stop pretending that you don't have an entitlement issue in this country. Do you think I would ever? There is a snapshot of a white woman touching a cop during that whole thing. She's touching him and trying to move him or do something. And it was a snapshot. And all I kept thinking in my head was, I would never in a million years touch a cop. Never. That is the fear that I have grown up with in my life. That is a fear that has been realized over and over again in my life. And all you people, and I'm going to say you, all of you, I'm not talking about white people, everyone, especially boomers, all of a sudden are like, oh, we have cameras now. Oh, that's what you're talking about. So now you have it visually in front of you.
She is correct about that. You are correct about that, yes.
I'm correct about a lot about what I'm saying. But thank you. But here's what I'm going to say. This is what we've grown up with in our entire lives, watching people of color being hurt, being treated maliciously, being maligned, being talked down to, being called boy, watching Black men being hurt. It just riles me. And until white people stop this conversation of like, oh, well, I don't know. Did it really happen? Maybe that's not going to help us. We need to start really embracing the idea that something is wrong. I can't fix racism. I have tried. Black people keep trying to fix it. White people need to stop this la la land conversation that the world is so perfect. And if we just all talked and got along, it'll be fine. I'm sorry. I'm angry because I can't stand it anymore. I need, especially white people that I know, I need you to stand up. And Andrea, I have been screaming about this with all my white friends for how long?
Forever. I mean, Rodney King happened before we met, but that, like you said, nothing has changed. It feels like it's even worse because we see more of it, but that's just because there's cameras everywhere. But I think for me, exactly what you just said, I think that's in many ways what sort of captured the imagination of this, is that these white folks thought that they were getting away with this, right? They thought this was okay. They were all beating on this Black man and they thought that it was going to be okay. And who knows where it could have gone or whatever. They didn't know that there was essentially like the Avengers like coming at them. There was an army that was going to unite and freaking take them down.
Can we talk about Jamichael Phelps?
Hashtag Black people can swim.
Man.
Jamichael, I love that they called him all these names, but that one tripped me out. Jamichael Phelps.
Well, Scuba Gooding Jr. was the one that got me, but
Scuba Gooding. I didn't hear that one. Wow.
Aquaman.
But I mean,
that
that is right there what you explained. That's the issue, is that they were all out there together, just them and one Black man, and they felt totally empowered, entitled to do whatever because they were drunk, because they're racist, all of, you know what I mean, whatever it may have been. They didn't realize what was just about to come at them. And that's what's the sort of, when I said earlier, it was righteous, right? It's like, oh, okay. How many other people have you guys done this to? We don't know. How many other situations? There's been gajillions of situations like that were not on camera. And somewhat, there wasn't an army coming to like take them down.
When you say gajillion, I dare say that's an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that the people showed up is where we will get an upliftment. And I was trying to be nice and calm. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It was about damn time we did it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell everybody because, like they say, y'all don't even realize how much this has happened. If you don't believe me, you need to go back to some of these history stories, go back to some of these civil rights stories, go back to a bunch of things that happened against Black folks. I actually did a broadcast on it last year. Rick, I think you was there when I did it, when I showed how they used to use Black babies for alligator bait.
Yeah.
How much stuff they done against Black people. What happened with Emmett Till, and she lived till her death, and they still didn't prosecute her ass, even though she lied on a 14-year-old boy. He got killed, and they beat him up, and nobody did nothing about it.
And she even admitted she
Yes,
lied.
she admitted it. Yes, she admitted it. That's
what would have been, what would have been beautiful? And Joy, I just want to apologize. Like I'm starting to cry, and I don't want to I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off on you. I was just going off on the whole thing. You know what I mean? Because I'm just tired of it. Like the thing that would have been really beautiful if the white people within the group started beating on the other white people to tell them to stop. Like, that's the thing. Like, how can it not be racism when somebody's not really?
Where was
could've stopped
anyone
There was so
saying
many
that's
of
not
them.
cool? Fucking knock it off. You know
we
what I
don't
mean?
swear here
Everyone,
because of Rick. No, I'm just kidding.
Carmen,
Oh my
I
gosh.
want
She
you to
tends to
know
slip
one
once in the
thing,
blue. I kept
honey.
mine at 1 or 2.
I'm
The-
sorry.
Another
Joy-
thing that was so funny to me though was like when you see black men skipping towards you, you know you messed up. You know you
It's so
messed up.
true. It's so true. I know.
Carmen,
Well,
I want you, Carmen, I want you to please understand. I am not disagreeing with you at all. Okay. I do agree with you. I have black friends who
Oh, don't ever say
have,
that again. Don't ever say black friends. You have black friends. Please don't.
well,
I was being safe.
well,
You have friends. You have friends.
I've got friends who happen to be black. And one is a pastor. And because he was black, he got pulled over one night and had to spend the night in jail. And he did absolutely nothing wrong.
I know. This is our normal life,
So
though.
please know, I am not disagreeing with you at all. Okay, I am not. I just want you to know that.
No, I know. And the reason why I don't want you to say that you have black friends is because people have to stop saying that as well. You have friends, and you can explain
Well,
that he is black, but it's just it's the cliche line that gets everyone in trouble, right? Like
the funny
I
part
have
about it
Jewish
is,
friends gets me in
no,
trouble.
the funny part about it is, I always say that, and I don't know why it just came out that way.
No, I know, right? So I'm just giving you a heads up. Like I'm calling people out now, especially people who are my friends. And Drea's like, oh God, Carmen, whatever. But I've never changed. I'm the same way. I don't have people in my life that can't handle it either. Because I break down and cry. Here's the thing, and I don't know if Tony will agree with this, and I don't know Rick. I think Rick tends to side with people of color more often than not. But I get really upset. I cry. It ruins my day. It hurts me painfully when I hear of another black man getting hurt or killed or maimed or shot at, or like it is emotional. I don't know any of these people, and it breaks me every time. And I think it's because it continues to happen and it feels like nobody cares. And when I say nobody, I mean it feels like white people haven't figured it out yet. We're not
What they
going
keep telling
anywhere.
us is they keep telling us we need to control ourselves. We need to learn how to behave. We need to go to counseling. We need to follow the law. We could have done all of that,
We've
and we
done
would still
that.
get persecuted. That's where she's coming from, and she's correct. We could sit back and play every aspect of the game that everybody wants us to be a part of, and they will still find something the hell wrong with us. That's what pisses us off as black men. And I will tell you that. The system isn't necessarily designed for us because it wasn't even written for us. Look into your history books. Who wrote it? What was the status of black people when it was written? All of these aspects, people got to take all of this into control. Things may have improved where you all aren't as punishing, but that doesn't make us as equal still to this day.
Oh no, we're not equal.
And I dare a bunch of people to challenge that. This is nothing against anybody out there who knows where I'm coming from. This is for the people who sit back and be like, well, why don't you do this or why don't you do that? Look on the news. If a black man commits a murder, they're ready to convict him. But if it's a white kid, they claim mental illness. Think about it. If it's somebody from another country, they'll swear they're a terrorist.
Well, not if they're from Mexico, because
well, Mexico, don't get me started. That's a whole other topic. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Whole other topic.
I think before the internet and go ahead, Joy. Go ahead.
Oh no. Well, I'll just say this really quick. In DeSoto County, right out, and it's in Mississippi. It's just right across the line. They had an election yesterday. They got a black sheriff. They voted him in. That hasn't happened since 1850. I mean,
that's just
on. Yeah. You know, so it's like
yeah. I'm just kind of I don't know. This is a thing that I thought, I'm in my 50s now, and for me, I can't believe we're still here. And it's so then something like this happens where people of color take control of the situation and save a man save a situation, because make no mistake, if that man had been murdered, which is not an extreme thought, by the way, right?
No, it's not.
All of those white people would have been in jail for the rest of their lives. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. But my point is, it would have changed people's lives.
Yeah,
You know?
I was gonna say, before the internet and cell phones, a lot of white people just like, ugh, you're exaggerating. We're equal. You know what we're talking about? No, y'all don't. You're lying about the whole scared to get pulled over by a cop and gonna get killed. They don't believe it. And I'm like, I've seen it myself. I tell the story all the time. We were going to Six Flags, and one of my best friends, he was black, and he was in the car. He wasn't driving. He was in the back seat, and a cop pulled him over, looked straight at him in the back seat, keep your hands back and see him. What? Why?
Yeah, this is normal. I'm not trying to be rude, Rick. It's not stunning. I've been stopped by cops in my own neighborhood. Andrea, I don't know if I told you what happened in Brentwood. I had gone to Whole Foods too early. So Whole Foods is a grocery store. I don't know if everybody knows that, but and it was too early. So I turned my car around and thought I would wait at the school. And the school was closed. It was like a early Friday morning. It was a holiday or a Monday, something like that. It was a Friday, but the school was closed. Oh yeah, because it was like 7 a.m. That's what it was. So I thought I would sit there and wait. And I was just going through my phone or whatever. And a cop came up behind me. And I was like, and I just have to tell you, I get really terrified. I don't know how to explain it. It's the scariest thing to me. And I've been afraid about a lot of things in my life, but when a cop pulls up behind me,
I could explain it for you.
It's scary. I know you know.
I can explain it for you. The reason why you're terrified is because they don't advertise that we can get off as easily as other people.
Well, it's not
Plain
even
and
that. I'm
simple.
more worried about dying. But here, let me just finish this. They came up behind me. A woman got out of the car. Not that I thought that would be a safe space, but I was at least like, okay, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, she came up and she was like, what are you doing here? Can I have your license and registration, whatever? You know, and I was like, I live in the neighborhood. And then I realized, oh, don't talk back. Just give her what she wants. Here's the worst part. Another cop car came in front. We're talking like 3 years ago in my neighborhood. 4 years ago, because I was living at my other apartment. Remember? Did I tell you about that, Andrea? I don't remember.
No.
It's like 4 years ago. And it was the cop car that came in front of me that scared me. That means the guy in the back called for backup. What am I going to do? Do you know what it feels like for people to think that I'm going to do something to hurt somebody? A cop, somebody, like I don't know. It's so weird. I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm so sad. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?
Hey, Jason.
I got my earbuds on. He can't hear you, but I told him to wave.
Oh, okay. Because we could hear him.
I'm trying to mute my mic. My apologies.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I mean, Rick, I know what you're talking about. It's just like, this is what I mean. Like, white people need to stop being so surprised. This is what happens our entire lives. And I have had nothing compared to black men, nothing compared to dark-skinned women. Because, by the way, I'm considered, I'm one of the good-haired ones, and I have light skin. You know what I mean? So I get away with a lot more, and it's true. I have much more privilege in the black community than black people do that are very, very dark-skinned. And so when I'm telling you that I'm in this much pain, imagine what people like Tony, or I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, Tony, but people who are dark-skinned, especially men in this country.
The kicker is what we've all said about the recordings and everything. These are the same people that demand proof of a situation because they don't believe that black folks will go through it. And then when they have the proof, they make an excuse about it. That's some BS. You have the evidence right in front of your face, and you still think we're full of it. That's why we're mad. That's why we're angry. And that's why we celebrated what happened down there. We're tired of trying to prove it. We're tired of trying to seek the justice. God forbid we had to take it in our own hands. You're not going to be happy or be grateful or like what we're going to do. And they showed no holds barred. They jumped in the boat after the family. They jumped straight in the boat. Some of the people weren't there. Okay, who else you with? We're gonna go after them too. And I saw it. I was like, I already know what this is.
There was another clip where the man who hit the woman in the head with the chair, like,
we need to go fund me for him.
No. But here's the thing. The thing that people don't realize, and in the clip I sent you, in the email I sent you all, there's a you can go click on it. A white man is talking about. It's funny how everyone's upset about the black man who hit her over the head with the chair. Nobody talks about what happened before, what she was doing, but more importantly, nobody notices the black woman afterwards who's trying to protect her, right? So that's why I sent you that clip, because that's exactly what's happening. Like, she's actually trying to help her. And it's kind of that whole thing. Like, people are upset with him hitting her with the chair, and he was trying to stop her from doing what she had been doing the whole time, which was hurting other people. Mm-hmm. And someone also said she didn't die.
I saw that, but did she die? I saw that.
Did she die?
Yeah.
Did she
I'm
die?
not gonna tell you, I heard that phrase at the first time, and it drives me nuts when people say that. But did she die? I'm like, all right, y'all keep playing.
No. But it was just kind of funny because that was kind of like, she okay, right? She got to bang up the head, but she fine. And
it's not like she didn't hit nobody either.
Anyways,
well,
I don't know.
It is because like I said, I saw little bits and pieces of all of this, but is the captain of the co-captain of the ship, the ferry, is he okay?
He's fine from what I saw, because he didn't go down necessarily. They took him down, but he also got back up and he was ready for more. I think he's good. The captain of the boat was actually trying to tell everybody to stop. I saw a clip of the whole thing all the way through. It's about 7-8 minutes, I want to say. I can't get it to where I could just play it, because I'm not going to lie, I saw it on TikTok. Everybody got their commentaries and they got to superimpose with whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
I was watching it all the way through. Just like she said, the black woman was trying to help the white woman when she was down, trying to get people to stop. There was a lot of people that was trying. It got crazy. It did get out of control. It did. We're not going to lie. When the cops came down, you should have seen them. They were standing around. They didn't know who to try to stop first.
No.
They did not. I think they were going after the original people in the first place, but then they had to back this person off. There were more people than there were police. So it could have became a real ugly situation.
Yeah, but then the police and the black men were all walking together. I mean, it was kind of obvious at that point where...
Yes, because I'm quite sure everybody told them what happened on the way down there.
But I also think, though, I do think the other people were drunk. I do think they... we're going
to think it, yeah, absolutely.
To see them being so enamored, whatever the word, not enamored. What am I thinking of? That's not the right word.
I'm not sure.
Hammered? I think hammered. I don't know.
That works.
Because I think enamored is like you love somebody.
I'll give you
But is just moving a boat such a big deal? Why couldn't they just move the flipping boat?
That's my point, Rick.
Yeah.
That's my original point. Why weren't
just
they
move the boat?
And then why did they hit him? It was a wrap after you hit him.
Yeah.
Because it's entitlement. It goes back to what we were saying.
I got that part.
It's about entitlement.
It was so easy.
You know what's so funny? Like, I would never in a million years fight somebody like that. Like, I'm not saying like the actual, they got on top of him. I mean, like, if somebody said, ma'am, you got to move your boat because the ferry's coming, it wouldn't even dawn on me to be like, yeah, no, I'm leaving my boat there. I'm going to leave my boat there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't know.
Ash Pauls, I can't say that. I'm loving your comment.
What did she say? I don't do anything drunk that I don't believe in sober. I
can't say that.
Oh, really? Wait, what do you mean? So you do things?
I kind of change when I drink.
Lose
Really?
control.
What kind of drunk are you? That's interesting.
Who, me? Honestly, when I drink dark liquor, I'm taking it easy. That's why a lot of times when I'm live streaming with everybody, I'll drink dark liquor. When I drink clear liquor, that's the bodyguard. That's the other one. That's the one that would have been down there on the riverfront with the rest of them.
Great.
By my third Long Island, I want to know who wants what. Just tell them the
Tony.
truth. Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you this, because I've heard other people talk about this, and I don't drink it, so I don't know. So why is that?
Body chemistry. Truthfully.
Because I've heard
a lot of people when you
talk
drink clear
about
liquor,
that.
when you drink clear liquor, Tupac used to make a song, Jim Make You Sin. I know a lot of women that swear when they drink clear liquor, it makes them
Andrea, you and I are
more
both thinking the
sexually
same thing, right?
intense, if
Right?
you will. A lot of people drink dark liquor to mellow out.
So I'm
There are people that I've
gonna
known.
tell you what me and Andrea are thinking about right now.
Go for it.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what we're thinking about right now. Liquor is liquor, baby. You've been told to laugh. It's all
That's
the
just
same thing. Liquor is liquor. It's
Clear
just
liquor and
as you
dark liquor.
drink,
There's
you
difference,
drink.
Carmen. No, ma'am.
Right, but you drink more of it or you drink less of it, but liquor is liquor. This whole thing, like, ooh, don't mix beer and alcohol. Yeah, it's a lot.
I've done that.
Here's why we know. Why do we know, Andrea?
Just, lots of reading.
Lots of
That's Paul. I see you over there.
Speaking with scientists and people who study the art of alcohol.
Yes. Research
papers, yeah.
Chat GPT.
Research papers. Already ran the research papers.
Chat GPT. I'm going to try that next time I'm drunk, see how that works out. Let's see.
Better prompts with dark liquor.
Oh my God. Melanie said if someone's car is blocking traffic on the street, it gets towed. Can boats get towed? Yeah, I don't know.
I think they do get ticketed. I think they could be moved.
I mean, when you look at it, you can see that the ferry is waiting to dock.
Yes,
it's
it is.
right there.
I heard 40 minutes.
This is the other part of it. It took so long because they were trying to get them to move. Like, okay, if the captain had jumped off the boat and it was a 5-minute thing, I would have been like, okay, that's just wrong. 40 minutes of him trying to get them. Yeah. But can we talk about a 16-year-old who jumps from the boat into the water to defend his
Philip Michael Phelps. Philip Michael Phelps. Ricky Smiley killed it when he talked about that. You all have to see that clip too.
What's his real name? Aaron, right? Aaron.
I'm not sure.
It's Aaron, but it's like spelled Aeron or something like that. It's Aaron something.
They spelled it what?
It's spelled differently. It's not Aaron. It's like Aeron, something like that.
Okay.
But his family put out a statement saying, we're very grateful and blah, 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 whatever. But I think they had to stop the donations because they kept giving him money. And he said something to the extent of, I just did what I was taught to do. And I was like, oh my God, those parents must be so proud right now.
He was going to protect his coworker. Apparently they were fellow coworkers. He was going to go help him.
Yeah.
Big ups to him.
But he jumped in the water and swam. Come on now.
I saw a comedian say, did you see how he swam though? He didn't swim regularly. He was punching the water as he goes. He was ready to fight.
Oh, I know what happened. He took off his boots. That's what it was. So they started trying to raise money for him to buy boots. And now I think he can pay his college education. You know what I mean? But what a brilliant.
He should be able to afford Harvard after all those donations he got.
I mean, I would think as a parent that would be an incredible moment. I don't know. I'm not a parent, so I don't know. You all are. I'm not.
To Melanie, I will tell you the clearest video I saw of it in its entirety, and I want to say in its entirety, not clips, not people with their edits. The clearest one I saw was on TikTok. I will try to find a better one, and I will try to send it to you. I think everybody needs to see it in its entirety, honestly, to fully understand and fully get a grasp on what it was. Instead of just the snippets, everybody just showed the highlights.
Yeah, but you can just Google it. It's not that long, Tony. Don't make it sound like
I couldn't find it on YouTube a couple days ago. I could not find it on YouTube.
Just Google Alabama Brawl or whatever, and you'll find it. There's a lot of news stories that
Montgomery Riverfront Brawl. Riverfront Brawl. Right. YouTube did not have any videos. I was looking about 2-3 days ago.
No, I'm saying she can do Google and then go to a news source of her choice because they were all covering it. And a lot of them, that's how I looked at it. It was, I mean, I did see it. I saw it on TikTok first, but then I went, because you know me, do my research. I'm trying
to help you research.
Do my research. But I went and, I mean, you can find it and you can look at it, you can look at the clips and you can figure it out. I don't think, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's really not a difficult. I'm just going to say it's not a hard thing to figure out when you watch it. It's not hard. You know what I mean? There's no AI. There's no editing happening. There's no
And just for everybody who did see the video, my man that was up top in the blue shirt, when he was standing over a rail, and he stopped and looked and then he ran down there. I said, yeah, here come the rest of the fleet. He was pretty much one of my heroes in there. He brought everybody else on board.
Yeah, I just think it's an unfortunate. I wish we could talk about this without race. I really do. I hope that in my lifetime, I will be able to look at a situation and not consider race. I really do. I would love that moment to happen in my lifetime. I swear. I know a lot of people can live like that. I don't. I see things and my first thought is, what did I do wrong?
You know, it's funny that we watch a lot of old Star Trek, the original one, and today they showed the one where it's the race where half the face is white and half the face is black. But then there's the other people that are reverse. So if you're white on this side, black's this side, then you're one thing. But if it's reversed, they hate you. And it's like, we look at it and like, that is so stupid. Exactly.
Right. That's like what was it? Also, the Twilight Zone had a similar show like that. You know, I mean, all these things talk about race all the time, and still doesn't help. People don't get it. What my favorite part is so many people that are into sci-fi and into all of these shows, and they are the most racist people I've ever met. Okay, that is the thing that boggles my mind. Like, how can you watch Star Trek or any of these shows and be a racist piece of shit is beyond me. I'm sorry.
Because the ones who are doing the space traveling are the ones who are the most elite and the ones with the most money.
What are you talking about now? What?
A lot of the ones who do the traveling to the different cultures, to the different planets, one, they can afford it or they're a part of that culture. When they go to these different planets, you realize some of them don't have any type of space technology. They also have people who don't know anything.
We're just talking about, okay, I'm not trying to geek out on
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know how much boy
not tonight, because I'm ready to geek out on Star Trek.
But here's the thing, like we're talking about, if you're just looking at the Enterprise crew, how can you even be racist? Like, and just how they work with them. I'm not about going into other cultures. It's just,
I agree.
Gene Roddenberry's whole point was about us. We are all more alike than unalike. That was his whole point. And that's a quote by Maya Angelou, by the way. I don't want to take that from her. It's because they're dumb. Exactly. Thank you, Ash. Of course. Of course, that's what it is.
I miss Ash.
Okay, before we end this, I'm all here. I just want to talk about SAG after strike today, because I actually went, and Andrea's going to fall off her chair. I actually went and did my strike today. I have on my shirt.
You walked around outside with a sign?
I know. You know me. I never do protests. I never do nothing. But
were there any celebrities there?
I'm sorry?
I said, were there any celebrities
Yes, Annette Bening was there.
Nice.
And she is extraordinarily lovely. I was at the Culver City one, which is at Fox Studios. And this is my first time at the strike. Joy, I don't know if you know about the strike that's going on with SAG-AFTRA. Oh, you do? Okay, sorry. And Tony, you know, right? And I'm part of SAG-AFTRA. So I went today, and I'm going to try to go twice a week. I was only there for an hour and a half, but it was amazing. There were a lot of people there, a lot of celebrities. And I don't know if there were a lot of celebrities. Annette Bening was the biggest one I saw. But there had been before I got there and after I left. And they're always there. They want more celebrities because it brings more you know what I mean? What do you call it? Like notoriety or whatever. Attention. Thank you. So it was great. I just want to say this. I met a lot of people at the strike, a lot of just regular working people. I met a man in his 70s. There were a lot of older people there who have been actors, and you know, and you're walking, so you're holding your picket sign, you just start talking to people. And it's heart-wrenching to hear older people who've been in this business 40, 50 years and haven't been able to make enough money to have health insurance. So the threshold to be an actor every year to get health insurance through the union, which, by the way, I don't get because I don't work as an actor, okay? Even though I am an actor, is $26,000 a year. So you have to make $26,000 a year as an actor in order to be able to get the insurance through SAG-AFTRA. That's the minimum threshold, okay? The reason why I bring this up is not because I don't have some issues with that. Like, everyone should be able to get healthcare. That's a whole other conversation. But I want people to understand that 98% of the actors do not have this ability to get health insurance and don't even make $26,000 a year. So they all have second jobs. You know what I mean? So I just want to...
Or third or fourth.
What? Or three or four. So I just want to give a shout out to SAG-AFTRA. We also had Writers Guilds are also in the strike with us. So that was kind of cool. I mean, it's not, but it was cool. Okay, here's the fun part. We're walking at the gate, and of course, all the people going into Fox Studios, right, in their cars. And my sign was like, SAG-AFTRA, honk, please. You know what I mean? Like, and they can't honk. They can't, because they work for the studios. So, but it was really kind of fun, and other people were honking, like all of the big truckers that were going by, all the like plumbers who were going by, all the big trucks. So it was really cool, and I hope people can understand that we're fighting for something way bigger. It's not just about actors, and I'm not trying to make you feel sorry for actors. We're fighting for all of us to make sure that we're not taken over by artificial intelligence. That our
I was going to ask you about that.
What did you want to ask?
Was AI a factor in some of the strike? Number one. Number two, did you see Leslie Jones's video on TikTok? I thought she did outstanding with her stance on the strike.
She's amazing. Yeah. So the issue with I love artificial intelligence. I sent you all a link to my blog post. I see it as a tool, right? So I'm not against. Look, it's here. It's technology. I'm excited for it. I love technology. It's why I know all of you now. Well, Andrea, I've known forever in person, but I mean, I would have never met any of you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the problem is that artificial intelligence. I'll give you a great example. I asked AI to create a version of a picture from Stanley Kubrick's movie 2001: A Space Odyssey for my blog post. It's on there. So AI on Bing, Bing is like the easiest one for me to use. You know what I mean? I'm not using Open AI or whatever, ChatGPT. Okay, because Bing has integrated it into it. So I asked it to do it, and it did it. It pulled, and it gave me all these different ones, and I posted it. Here's the problem. The creator of the poster for 2001: A Space Odyssey, this iconic poster, they're not getting paid for that. It was just pulled from, and that's what's like my book. If you ask AI about my book, it will pull chapters from it. I'm not getting any money for that.
This is the thing with AI, and I want to cut you off. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. Cut me off.
Already knows what you've done on the internet.
Well, Google already knows that too.
That's my point. All of it is linked. One of the biggest problems with AI is going to tell any and everything you've ever done on the internet. A lot of people are in trouble with any question that's asked, same way through Google and Siri, or Ask Jeeves, or Ask Alexa, all of them. You can ask any random question about anybody, and it's going to give you an answer. Whether you want it to give that answer or not, it's going to give an answer based on what you've done, what you said, or how you acted in public and private.
What are you afraid of, Tony? What'd you do?
I ain't done nothing.
What'd you do?
I ain't done nothing.
Come on, tell us. AI gonna tell us anyway.
I ain't the problem. I ain't the problem.
Look, if you are embarrassed, not you, but if you don't want something on the interwebs, you should have thought of that a long ass time ago, because that's not what I'm talking about. That stuff is already out there, people. It's not going anywhere. What did I say when I met you, Tony? The internet is forever.
The internet is forever, and trust me, AI is about to prove her correct. They need to cut you a check.
No, AI. I love AI because my blog post. Like, if you know, I wrote, what was it that I wrote, Rick? It's tea Earl Grey hot.
Oh, hot, yeah.
Right? That's Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard ordering his tea all the time on Star Trek on the holodeck or in his office. I want to get there. I want to get to that place. This is how it happens. But there are bumps along the way, and we can't lose creativity and honoring people's work and honoring what people do just because of technology. And that's part of what SAG is fighting for. Tony, you asked what they were fighting for. The studios want to take a scan of me, right? They want to take one scan of me, full body scan, back, front, sides, whatever, pay me for 1 day of work. So as a SAG actor, that might be, I don't know, like $300 or $400, right? And then use my image and my likeness in anything they want in the background and make it move with motion graphics or whatever.
I was thinking that.
That's
already.
what they want to do.
Thank you. I was thinking that already.
So they can make a whole movie, Carmen be the star of the show, and she won't get no money.
Exactly.
Or have a say in how I come across. Like, I won't
You don't get to say, no, I don't actually want to be a part of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that they're fighting for. And that's for all of us. That's not, I don't.
I used AI to write an outline. I had to write something, and I asked it to write an outline for me, which was great, right? Getting started is the hardest part. So I was like, all right, I changed, I didn't have it right for me, but It's like, now that's the kind of tool I can use. That's good. But some of this other crap, I mean, especially the stuff the studios are trying to pull with the writers and the actors, is just, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
I think another key point that Carmen made was this isn't just about the actors. It's the people behind the scenes as well. The writers, producers,
but it's in all other industries as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I mean, sort of Hollywood or whatever, the industry specific, those are, the actors are the face of it, but certainly in LA is a big union town. Yeah. It's a big company town. There are people, hair people, makeup people, caterers, set dressers, all, the lighting people, the effects. It's just this ripple effect across the entire region, really. I mean, it's other places as well, but, here kind of more specifically because there's so much. Yeah. But those are the people who are also potentially losing their homes and, all of that.
I saw a story where the actor said...
Billy Porter.
It might have been Billy Porter. He was about to lose his home or whatever.
He's selling his house because which is kind of sad when you think Billy Porter is one of the most magnificent talents of our time. He works all the time. He is playing James Baldwin in an upcoming movie, and that's been pushed aside. So he's now selling his home. And he's not saying it to be like, oh, woe is me. He's saying this affects us all because even though he makes money and works all the time, he also lives paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk to him about maybe his lifestyle choices at the moment. Maybe he needs to bring it down a notch. Maybe he needs to not spend, $3,000 on a shirt. I have no idea, but he's a fashion icon. We love him. But he was making a great point, and it's kind of weird to hear somebody like Billy Porter. Am I saying his name right? It's not sounding
Billy Porter. That sounds good.
Yeah. In this predicament, but I'm so glad he shared his story. Because that's what we need is more stars telling the truth of the situation they're in. Because, you have to behave as if in this town, whether you got money or not, you got to pretend like you got so much, that's what the facade is.
It's facade. You're correct. Facade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have to be out there like they've already made it when they haven't.
So that they can then get work.
Part of the game. Yeah. Part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why I don't work in this town is because it's so hard. If you don't have a network, or if you're not willing to, bling with all of them or whatever, it's hard to get your foot in the door. And then even when you do get your foot in the door, when I had this one big movie I did, I was so excited, and I hate that it's on my IMDb, and my scene got cut. Oh man. Okay, I got to find my earring afterwards. But my scene got cut, which was devastating and heartbreaking, but then that also doesn't give you the propelling kind of information to move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? So if somebody sees you on the big screen, even if you just have a little short scene, you can use that as part of your demo or business card to say, hey, look I was in this movie with all these big stars, and here's my little clip. Can I do this next movie with you? Mm-hmm. And you really have to be a go-getter and really want to hustle. And a lot of these actors do. And I was like, I need to be able to put food on the table and rent. So that's why I don't always work. And when I do, I try to do theater because then it's just for my joy. But you don't think I want to work as an actor every day? Of course I would, just like everyone else in this town, but it's a hard living out here. People are confusing the celebrity situation because y'all think about Halle Berry or Jennifer Lopez or whoever, all the big stars or whatever. You're not thinking about all the people you see in the movie whose names you don't know, or in the TV shows, in the coffee shops, or walking by in the background or whatever. Those are the actors that without them you would not be able to film a movie because it would just be stagnant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So give some love to SAG-AFTRA if you can support them, even with just talking to your friends and family so they get a better understanding of what this fight's about. I would really appreciate that. I love my union. I love this town so much. Andrea knows I do. I love it. And yeah. I was going to put a ticker up, but I felt that might be too much to make you all like spend money and buy a t-shirt, but I won't. I said that's too much. They're not part of the industry, but just, if you can just share that with other people, that it's not about the 2%, 1% or actors who are making tons of money. It's about real hardworking people who do what they do because they love it.
And think about this too. If we don't get a resolution soon, we're going to only have reruns to watch and, old stuff. They're going to be nothing new.
Well, so here's what's the scary part. That may not be true. Yeah. If you know what's the guy's name? Iger from Disney? Bob Iger from Disney, who I loved for a minute when we're talking about Florida, but now I have an issue. He turned around and he had said before the SAG actors started striking the day before, he said, we're just going to wait them out until they all lose their homes.
Wow.
And
yes,
he did say that.
Yeah.
So and here's the thing: there are people who are non-union actors and influencers on TikTok who are being approached by the studios, and they're scabbing, which means they're walking through the line, and they're taking jobs because the studios, you know what I mean? Like, so maybe you won't, but you won't get the quality actors that it takes to be. It takes a lot to become a SAG-AFTRA actor.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope people don't scab, but they're already doing it, So I don't know. People got to do what they got to do. But if you do scab the union and you do work for these people and you're a non-union actor, SAG has promised you will never work in this town again as a SAG. Like, you will never be able to join the Actors Guild.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
This may be controversial.
Really?
Yeah.
Coming from Tony. I can't imagine.
I'm gonna say it like this for real, because what you all have going on, I want to say what's going on in California isn't new, because there's always some type of controversy. Do you think any of this has anything to do with shutting down studios in California specifically itself?
What are you talking about, shutting down studios?
Do you think they're trying to?
You mean like moving out, like moving to Georgia or Vancouver or whatever?
Yes, I do.
So when we're talking about studios, we're not talking about real estate. We're talking about entities. So, like, there's Fox Studios.
Are they trying to stop production in California and take it somewhere else?
But this isn't just about California. This strike is happening everywhere.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, no. So, but when we're talking about, okay, so there's two different things, and I'm not trying to be rude. I just was trying to understand.
No, you're fine. Right. Go ahead.
So when we're talking about Disney, we're not talking about Disney in California. We're talking about Disney as a corporation. We film everywhere. Actually, it took a lot for Gavin Newsom, the governor, to get people to start filming back in California, because everybody was filming outside of California and going to Canada. But the studios make money no matter where you film. They don't care. You know what I mean? Now, if you think, or if what you're actually saying is, do you think we're trying to change that the conglomerate of corporate studios shouldn't be as powerful as they are, as the independent studios are? I don't think that's our fight right now. That's not our fight. Our fight is treat creative people, writers and actors who create this stuff with dignity. You know what I mean? And pay them a decent wage. Mm-hmm. What is this in his background? You snooze, you lose, don't drive drowsy. Oh. I thought I saw that before, but I don't think I ever read the whole thing.
I put that up there, and if you don't mind, I can break it down to you. I put that up there because 2009, I was driving home. Actually, I was driving to Alabama from here, going to drill. I fell asleep and flipped my truck. Oh. It was February 2009, about 6 a.m. when it happened. 6:20, somebody woke me.
Wow.
I just got tired. I had worked the full week.
You're going in and out sound-wise?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had worked the full week. Previous weekends, I had traveled every weekend. So I think me traveling and working caught up.
Am I the only one not hearing him?
It's muffled. It was better before. I don't know what changed.
Yeah, maybe you're holding it the wrong way or something. I don't know. Like,
how about now?
Yeah, good.
A little better, yeah.
Sorry about that. My apologies. I would work and go out of town, and I went like 4 weekends straight. I think it caught up. But then one night when I was driving, I just passed out. I literally, somebody woke me up, and it was like 20 degrees that morning.
Yep. No, you're still muffled.
Am I?
It's gonna be horrible for me to edit.
I am so sorry.
No, you're fine now. Now you're fine.
Now
I'm trying not to be loud because he's laying down. I'm sorry.
Now you sound
no,
good.
Loud. Yeah.
Yeah, now you sound good. I don't know what just happened.
I was driving. I fell asleep. It was like 20 degrees in the morning in February. 20 minutes later, somebody woke me up after the accident. On the wrong road, the wrong circumstances, I probably would have died.
Oh man.
Because it was free. Like I said, it was below freezing. You sit out there long enough, you're done.
Right.
So I always tell people I've driven on a lot of crazy conditions, but as far as driving tired, I don't do that anymore. I will take a nap. I demand to take a nap before any road trip for the most part, especially if you're on a country road. When I drive, I'm normally on the highway. I got scenery, I got action. You know, you weave and dodge between folks trying to keep yourself awake. If you're on the back road with nothing, you'll probably pass out. You won't even realize it. So that's why I got that up there from what I went through.
No, I didn't know that. I'm glad you made it through though.
Appreciate it. You had to change.
And I'm
my
glad
life
you're
now.
changing the way in which you drive and
I
teaching.
do. I stopped pushing myself. I really stopped pushing myself because I was like, I can make it. Get a cup of coffee, don't worry about it. You can only drink so much coffee before your body crashes.
Yeah.
Just being honest. So
And I think driving takes a lot of coordination, and I'm always shocked that, like, I always get away from people when I can tell they're on their cell phone. I don't get
don't
it.
get me started on
the
that.
whole-
I've been doing that for 20 years.
I mean, if you're worried about, you should be careful about that too.
You got to be careful. And, a lot of people do it anyway when they use GPS on their phone. So it's not always text messaging.
But GPS is different because you can just watch it and listen. I'm watching people,
Yes. On the highway, I've done it relentlessly. There's nothing for me to text and drive while I'm on the highway. It's a straight shot. I got a distance. I don't have to worry about too much. The back roads in the city, I agree with you.
Yeah, I'd be away from you. I would see you doing that.
I would drive you nuts. I would drive you nuts, seriously.
I get away from you people.
I would drive you nuts. You people.
Me,
All about the Joy does not recommend texting and driving.
No, they do not.
And I also think it's just weird, like, that people take it for granted that, like, I just saw somebody walking across the street and I'm in the car and there's a car in front of them and they're just texting casual. Like, when I'm crossing the street walking, I'm hustling. I go quickly. You know what I mean? So I'm always shocked that people, like, they're trusting that a car is going to stop for them. I'm like,
Josh, I did see that.
Hi, Josh. Teslas are now
autonomous driving.
Okay, yeah.
They drive themselves. I was seeing that.
Yeah, I don't trust that yet.
No, thank
I love AI, but I'm not ready for that. We have cars here they're driverless and they have all the stuff on them. They're Google cars, actually. They're not Tesla. Andrea, do you guys have those where you are? Have you gotten the Google cars yet? Those things freak me out. No.
No.
I've heard some people are doing pranks and putting the road cone things on top of the camera on the roof so that the car can't see. Like,
that's not funny.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? No, it's not funny. I'm like, why would you do such a stupid thing?
Because then it can't see and it's not getting the radar thing. It's going to kill somebody.
So stupid.
People are nuts.
I don't even know if that's okay. Whatever. I'm tired, you guys.
What's your third topic? What's your third topic, Carmen?
No, well, I wanted to give a shout out to people in Hawaii.
Yes.
Last I heard, 53 people had died in the fires there.
Oh, wow.
I know. And you know what's so weird? In California, we have so many fires and stuff. And it's not that we're used to it, but we kind of are. But we never talk about Hawaii. You know what I mean? So I'm just, and it's on Maui Island. And 53 last time I got the update. So send
That's what I saw about 2 hours ago. I agree with you, yes.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to send money or send any donations, please go to the website first, to the mauicounty.gov site, just to check out the legitimate, because here's the other thing that's happening. There are crooks who always take advantage of situations, who are trying to say that they're raising money. Please don't trust those people. Go to the site, mauicounty.gov, and they have legitimate sources there that are helping people there. Melanie said, I saw one of those driverless cars the other day. It freaked me out. We see them all the time here. It's very freaky. And the reason why they are is because they have all that weird stuff all over the place. So, and then there's no one in the front seat. I guess that's the big clue. But, let me see. I was going to mention, I should have brought this up during the redneck hillbilly conversation. I was going to say one of my new favorite words that I guess I'm just learning is people saying the caucasity of things. Have you guys heard that?
That's new to you? That's new to you?
So
I've heard that, yeah.
new. You guys have heard that?
I think I've heard it once.
heard it.
I've heard it a
Once.
few times over the past 10 years. I've heard it.
Joy, have you heard that?
I have not.
I lost my mind. Okay, you haven't heard it either. The caucasity. Like they're talking like I just think it's funny. So that was like my new favorite word of the week. I thought it was interesting. Yeah, and that's it. I talked about everything. I was a little bit too hyped and upset, and I'm apologizing because you guys are my friends, and you're seeing a part of me that you never see. So I'm very sorry, but the race thing, yeah. So I apologize again. I just got to say it one more time. I know.
You're good. You're
I
good.
just
No need for apologies,
You all
my
right.
friend.
You all right. Yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. Oh, Melanie heard. I hear caucasity a lot on TikTok.
Yeah, that's one
That's
place.
where I heard it. I'm learning all these new verbagey things. Like, oh, I love that for you.
Yeah. For
I
you.
love that for you. Right? It's like a diss without actually being a diss. You know what I mean? Oh, I love that for you.
I
But
love
the other
that
one
for
is,
you.
I love that for us. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I
Mm.
love that for us, which is another one. And then I'm thinking, I forgot what the other one was. Rick, what was it?
Oh,
We talked
man.
about it last time. I forget what it was, but there's like, so I'm trying to learn all these new words because it's, keeping me up with the children.
Mm.
Up with the children.
Right now, it's keeping up with the times because there's even grown folks who are children.
What do
Just
you mean?
being honest.
Who are children?
There are grown folks who are children. Right now, you're just keeping up with the times.
All right. Well, everyone, bless your heart. No, but it's something like that.
Oh,
It's not bless your heart.
Bless your heart's a
Bless your
classic.
heart can,
That's never
can
gonna win.
mean several
Get 'em, Joy.
things.
Get them, Joy. Get them.
Bless your heart in the tone you say it in
Yeah.
can mean sympathy, can mean compassion, or it can
It
just
could be a
downright
diss.
mean you're stupid.
You're
Yeah.
stupid. It's not going to mean
Yeah.
bless your heart. You
Okay,
so
the
damn
other
dumb.
one that is like bless your heart is joy, have the day you deserve.
Oh, yeah, was it?
It's so mean. Right? It's like, joy, seriously, have the day you deserve. I love that one. Yeah, those are my new friends.
Wow.
That's like bless your
With a
heart.
sweet, sweet smile on your face.
Tony, have the day you deserve, baby.
Go on now, woman. Go ahead on now.
So
With
go-
your booze yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Andrea, you missed when he was on last week. Oh, whenever it was. So how long ago was
last
it?
month. It was about last month, I think.
Oh my, see, it felt like just last week.
You tripped me out when you were showing the clips. And you were
Andrea,
laughing.
he
We
was
had some
saying
good ones.
I was bougie. I just want you as one of my best friends. Am I bougie?
Take your time, Andrea. Take your time.
Yeah,
That's what it-
girl,
that's what
you
it is.
are. What are you
Thank
thinking
you.
you're not?
Thank you.
I
Thank
was
you.
like, are
It's a
we arguing that
compliment.
you're not? Because I
I
can't.
take it as a no. I take it as a compliment.
Okay, yeah, okay.
He thought he was dissing me.
I wasn't dissing her, but she was like, I embraced being bougie. I was laughing. I watched the replay and I was cracking up too. I really
Okay,
was.
but the reason why they say I'm bougie is because they asked. Okay, Andrea, let me ask you the question, Andrea. Let me just ask Andrea. Andrea's from California. Let's ask Andrea the question. Let's see what she says. Andrea, Tony and who was it?
Brian.
Tony and Brian
Mhm.
want to come out to Santa Monica. They want to stay in Santa Monica, where I live. Would you suggest some hotels? And when you suggest the hotels, can you tell them how much they would cost, where you would stay? Just out of
I
curiosity.
would probably want to stay at the Fairmont.
And how much is the Fairmont for one night? Just out of curiosity.
Off the top of my head, I would say it's probably $800 a night. I don't know.
Thank you.
Why you announce it like you were
Thank
Price
you.
is Right, one of the leaders on the backside? How much is this? How much is that? Come on now.
Screaming
Just
it
set
at
me
us
all
in the
up.
audience. I mean,
Wait,
I
that's
couldn't
what
afford to stay there, but that's where I would want to stay.
But Andrea, even Oceanside, which is right here around the corner, we've walked by my house. Even that is like 600. And I was giving you guys the bargain. She's giving you 800. I told you that this one's 550. I wrote a list for them and like 550 to 650 a night.
I promise you, I have got to find that clip.
And they were calling me, and
we found a hotel that was about 5-10 minutes away, I think it was. And you was like, no, that's gonna be too far away with traffic. And we like, okay, cool. She recommended something Oceanside. We was like, all right, fine, no problem. She said 400 a night. I was like, what?
Tony, Airbnb.
I'm like, no.
Oh, Airbnb is going to cost at least that much.
It's the neighborhood. It's the neighborhood. Like, yeah. But I've been tagged as being bougie, and they think it's a diss, and I'm like, thank you.
We was cracking, but we weren't.
She just likes things the way she likes them. That's all.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, this is the third time I'm trying to get off this damn thing with you people. I'm tired. Some people work all day. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
nobody on this call.
I was supposed to be at work tonight, but I couldn't make it because I had to get Jason for the next few days. So I was actually home tonight. So this is perfect time.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate you coming on. Actually, I do. And I appreciate you supporting us so much. And Joy, I'm so sorry. I thought I included you in the link thing. So I'm glad you reached out to me. No, I want you here always. No.
She doesn't just cry at me. She does that to me all the time, and it gets me. Joy is so wrong. She gets me every time.
I got tears for Tony that day.
She did me like Jason Statham's mom in what was that, Hobbs and Shaw, when she would start crying. He always started tearing up, and she was like, "I got you."
Oh my God! I already felt bad because I was screaming because you were talking about something, and I, went off, and I was like, "Joy is the nicest."
I wasn't disagreeing with you.
I know, but I get very passionate, and I know, like my whole flavorful from the street comes out, but that was holding back. Still was holding back, but it's still not the way you guys know me. Do you know what I mean?
She was holding back because people don't know. After 5 to 10 minutes, she will actually leave wherever she's at and cut the whole thing off.
You know what? That's not true. What are you talking about?
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I know that. I got to go. I cannot. Goodbye.
Okay, but that's not when. Okay, but that's not when I'm not in control of the show.
Yeah,
this is my show.
Yeah, that's what you
like when I'm on other people's show. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm just going to get out because I don't want to put up with that crap. You know what I mean? Like that's a different thing.
She coming like Mariah Carey. I will shut all this down.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Tony, you are a lot of work, but it's so much fun to have you.
I am good energy. When are you going to learn?
I know you're good energy. Oh God. All right. Okay. 5th time's the charm. 5th time's the charm. Everyone, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you'll visit with us next week.
Joy, good seeing you. Rick, good seeing you. Angie, good seeing you again for the first time in 2 years.
Why are you talking over me while I'm trying to say goodbye to the people?
And do not like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, we don't even, you know what's so funny? Let me give a shout out to LinkedIn again. We almost at 300 people on LinkedIn.
Ooh, come on.
The thing is that's weird. Look, the thing that's weird about LinkedIn is that these are not people who are connected to me in any way. I just find them fascinating and wonderful. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good one. We'll see you next week. Mwah. Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.